Ho-ho Springfieldians, and welcome back to the Simpsons Theory. So, The Simpsons has always been a very self-referential show, breaking the fourth wall down countless times to tell some very meta jokes.
We'll be right back.
However, what if I was to tell you that in the world of The Simpsons, everyone is a paid actor, playing a part, and that The Simpsons is really a show within a show? What's my evidence? Well, stick around to find out.
Woohoo! Right about here, I realize something's wrong.
I'm Lydia, explaining why The Simpsons is really a show within a show. But before we begin, please be sure to subscribe to the Simpsons Theory so you can keep up to date with all of our theories, fandoms, and it really helps me out. And it's free, duh. So for this argument, I'm going to be discussing the instances where I feel the Simpsons really give themselves away and reveal a little bit too much through their fourth wall quips. In season 11, we have the notoriously self-referential episode Behind the Laughter, and it would be absolutely criminal for me not to mention this, as it outlines many layers of this argument. Based as a meta-mockumentary, the Simpsons family are portrayed as actors within a sitcom, and their subsequent rise, fall, and then rise again to stardom. In the episode, it explains that Homer created the show based on his own family, and Fox is the only network interested in picking it up. And after some fine-tuning and mishaps, The Simpsons is a worldwide hit, catapulting the family to stardom. And with stardom comes money. The Simpsons become insanely rich from the show's royalties, merchandise, and hit album sales. And from only a few cast members, it balloons to hundreds, with everyone from Wiggum to Kang to Kodos being paid actors. And from the early seasons, many of these characters started off as basic background actors or extras, but they soon developed into their own storylines, with growing popularity.
I've even got a catchphrase. Yeah! Wah!
And if a character was a bit annoying or unpopular, they would be naturally killed off. The episode also shows that Homer's many injuries have real-life consequences. Homer performs all of his own stunts, and we see the aftermath it has on his body and mind.
No!
After the fall from Springfield Gorge, Homer has to do very physical therapy, and therefore gets addicted to painkillers. These painkillers allow him to do more and more reckless stunts throughout the show. And we can see the repercussions of this throughout the seasons, as it seems that Homer gets dumber and dumber, starting as a controversial but overall good-hearted dad to, well, a bloody buffoon. Could the long-suffering head injuries he has sustained throughout the years damaged his mind permanently? Behind the Laughter even explains why the Simpsons kids never age. Lisa states that Homer injected her with growth hormone suppression drugs, just so she'll stay young.
I was secretly given anti-growth hormones.
He probably did the same with Bart and Maggie, which is why they haven't aged in 3 frickin' decades. The episode even explained why the Simpsons keep meeting so many random celebrities. It was shown that this was used to boost ratings, and a big fat paycheck was put right into the Simpsons family when this happened. I know, Lydia, take a frickin' chill pill. It's just a fun episode with a different perspective, but I feel it could be alluding to something a lot more. And although this episode is considered to be non-canon, interestingly, in the official 2014 book, The Simpsons Family History, which chronicles the life of the family, it ends with the plot of Behind the Laughter, with Homer creating a TV pitch, where it's quickly optioned by Fox Network. And it becomes a worldwide hit, with the final page saying, "and the rest is history." There are plenty more examples that support this argument throughout the 32 seasons of The Simpsons. For example, the show has been breaking the fourth wall all the way back since season 1. At the end of the episode, Bart the General, Bart is sitting on a table and directly addresses the audience. He discusses the seriousness of war and urges you to visit your local library.
Well, good night, everybody. Peace, man.
In season 18's You Can Always Say What You Want, Homer tries to tell Lisa something Ken Brockman told him about the Fox network, but while doing so, a voiceover interrupts him,
programming shows that the whole family can enjoy,
causing him to try and say it directly to the audience, but is interrupted again by the 20th Century Fox television logo. Censorship at its best. And let's not forget that in the Behind the Laughter episode, the fictional Simpsons show is also on Fox, so in this universe it makes complete sense why the network is trying to censor him. One of the biggest moments of The Simpsons talking directly to the viewer is in the final episode of season 22. In the Nedliest Catch, Neddy strikes up a romance with Edna. Conflicted on whether or not to be a couple, Ned says he'll leave their fate up to a higher power. The episode ends on a cliffhanger, with Homer and Marge asking the fans to decide, with them announcing the results in next year's season premiere. In reruns, as the closing credits roll, Marge tells the fans that if they're watching a rerun, then it's too late to vote. And Homer berates you for not taking the opportunity earlier.
Far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't watch it in any form.
And as we all know, spoiler alert, the two little buggers get together. In a season 25 couch gag, the Simpsons family and Matt Groening are taking part in a panel in the San Diego Comic Fest. And while taking questions, Comic Book Guy asks them whether or not there'll be a second Simpsons movie. In this universe, Groening is still the creator of The Simpsons, but not as an animator, as a producer.
Oh my goodness, it's Matt Groening.
But for a full history of Matt Groening's appearances, check out the iCard above. However, this little segment also shows us that The Simpsons movie was really a movie within the Simpsons world. The chalkboard gag at the beginning of the movie says, "I will not illegally download this movie," and during the end credits of the movie, Maggie says sequel.
Sequel?
And they all stare at the camera. Now let's take a look at Treehouse of Horror. And before you say anything, yes, I know the Treehouse specials aren't canon, but if we are to believe that these characters are simply acting within a television show, then the Treehouse episodes are merely an extension of that. The early Halloween specials were one of the few times where the characters spoke directly to the viewer, directly acknowledging that it's a TV show. And this is so wonderfully orchestrated by Marge Simpson. She wanders onto the stage in front of some big red show curtains and warns the audience that the show they're about to watch
is really scary.
In Treehouse 2, she returns again and comments on the fact that the viewers complained about how scary the first one was.
Enjoy the show.
And let's not even talk about the Simpsons 138th episode Spectacular, where we see that Evergreen Terrace is purely a set. The idea of a cartoon being a show within its own universe isn't just unique to The Simpsons. Family Guy did a very similar episode to Behind the Laughter, in which we find out that the Griffins, while still a family, are also paid actors. And the Family Guy show we know is simply just a TV show within that universe. We are invited to see that their home is actually a set, and all their wacky adventures are actually scripted, not to mention their countless other fourth wall breaks, where the characters repeatedly acknowledge that they are within a show. Could it be that The Simpsons and Family Guy exist within the same universe, and that they are both a hit TV show within that animated world? Is it possible that the Simpsons Guy crossover was just the actors jumping onto another show to promote one another? Real TV does this all the time.
It's a crossover!
And there's also this line.
Who is that young go-getter?
That's a character from another show, sir.
However, we're going far too deep into this rabbit hole, and that's probably a topic saved best for next time. So if you'd like me to further explore how The Simpsons, Family Guy, and even Futurama are connected, then please let me know in the comments below. So that's the end of the video, but I want to know what you think. Do you know of any more moments where The Simpsons break the fourth wall? Or do you know of any arguments that argue for or against this? Let me know in your comments below. I would like to say a huge thank you to my Flying Hellfish members, James Whitehead, Timothy Belson, Who Else But Zane, Liam Elvin, Pingu and Spinellium. If you would like to become a member, please check out the support me link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and smell you later.